Klaus Schwab has quit as the chair of the Economic Forum, the people behind the Great Reset, where you will own nothing and be happy whilst eating the bugs and living in a box, and you will only be allowed to go outside or smile with the permission of your commissar. But it looks like he's stepped down. Schwab was face of annual gathering in Davos. Meeting became a symbol of global elites, which it absolutely 100% was. WEF faced pressure from critics of globalization because globalization is very, very bad. Daddy Alex said so. Zurich, April 21st. Klaus Schwab, founder of the World Economic Forum, whose annual gathering of business and political leaders in the Swiss mountain resort of Davos became a symbol of globalization, has resigned as chair of its trustees. The Geneva based WEF made the announcement on Monday after revealing earlier this month that the 87-year-old Schwab, who for decades has been the face of the Davos get together, would be stepping down without giving a firm timeline. Now, I don't think this is because, the WEF is over. I think it's literally just because he's 87. Like, he's an old man. Time catches up with all of us. So basically, we're going to have a new face. Wonder who it will be. Following my recent announcement, and as I enter my 88th year, I have decided to step down from the position of chair and as a member of the Board of Trustees with immediate effect, Schwab said in a statement released by the WEF. The forum did not say why he was quitting, although, considering he even mentioned his 88th year, it's because he's old. The WEF board said in the statement it had accepted Schwab's resignation at an extraordinary meeting on April 20th, with Vice Chairman Peter Brabeck Lethmath serving as interim chairman while the search for a new chair began. Probably going to be George Soros' son. But anyway, the German-born Schwab established the WEF in 1971 with the aim of creating a forum for policymakers and top corporate executives to tackle major global issues. And by that, the global issue was you sitting there at home. There's too many people and not enough food. I mean, there's not enough food because of all the government regulations, but don't worry about that. You're the problem. We need less of you. That's what we need. You will eat the bugs. The village of Davos gradually became a fixture on the international calendar in January when political leaders, CEOs, and celebrities got together in discreet, neutral Switzerland to discuss the agenda for the coming year. Criticism, widely regarded as a cheerleader for globalization. I mean, it in fact is. It gets all the elites to come there, makes them part of the little club, and then basically get how come he controls the population? Like that's what they did. Essentially, they wanted to create globalization and also global socialism, which would be fucking horrendous. It would be absolutely bloody terrible. Everyone has a right to everybody else's labour. All it takes is one lazy guy, and that's it. The entire system crumbles. The WEF's Davos gathering has in recent years drawn criticism from opponents on both left and right as an elitist talking shop detached from the lives of ordinary people, which it in fact is. See, I say this about loads and loads of politicians. If you haven't known a single bit of struggle, I don't give a shit about anything you have to say about the working man. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Right? I grew up in like a bad party coat branch. Right? I grew up I don't want to be too exact, right? But people know I grew up in a rough party coat bridge. I also remember me, my mum, and dad sleeping on the floor of my grandfather's house because we couldn't afford a home. That was fun. I remember all of that, right? Wouldn't call myself working class. No, I'm middle class. I worked hard, and by working hard, I mean I made a meme and got arrested and got very, very lucky. That's what happened to me, right? But basically, you're getting these guys, all these Eton schoolboys and everything. The mummy and daddy were rich and they lived off their credit card growing up, and they went to all these private schools and went backpacking in Maui, like, and all these people, and they're going, "What the working man needs?" Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You have no concept of what the working man needs, right? I don't anymore because I'm rich now. I'm not. I'm not that rich, but still, right? Unless see if it's an actual working class person, then fine, I'll listen to that guy. I'll listen to him. But then you're getting all these elites coming up there, like that flew in there on their private jets with their aides and all that stuff. I mean, probably aides in both terms because they're all dirty bastards. But still, these people are going, what do the poor need? Let them eat cake. Like that's what it was. It was just a big gathering of elites trying to decide what's best for the working man, the little peons, the little wage slaves that they need, that they want to turn into just slaves, because paying them wages is annoying. I can't believe people expect things back for their work. How terrible. Headquartered above Lake Geneva at the other end of Switzerland from Davos, the WEF also had to cope with negative reports about its internal culture. The Wall Street Journal last year said the WEF's board was working with a law firm to investigate its workplace culture after the newspaper reported allegations of harassment and discrimination at the forum. The WEF denied the allegations. I mean, that's just the case with everywhere. A little bit of discrimination is a good thing. Shaken by the 2007 to 2009 global financial crisis, the WEF has also been buffeted by geopolitical tensions since the 2000 hold on. Shaken by the 2007 to 2009 global financial crisis. Oh, who was it that caused that again? Oh, yeah, that's right. The people that attend Davos, the elites, overextending the lending by giving mortgages to just absolutely fucking anyone and going, I'll be fine. And then everyone defaulted on their mortgages, the banks shit the fucking bed, and we all paid the fucking price for it because some stupid fucking bankers didn't, couldn't put two and two together and go, maybe we shouldn't let this guy take out a mortgage for a fourth home when he works in Walmart. Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we shouldn't, but they were dumb. WF has also been buffeted by geopolitical tensions since the 2022 Russian invasion of Ukraine and more protectionist US trade policies. Some analysts see it as an institution in decline. Let's fucking hope so. Schwab anticipated globalization would come under fire long before Donald Trump first won the US presidency and Britain voted to leave the European Union in 2016, because globalization is in fact a bad thing, because globalization would mean there would literally be a president of the earth. Now, one thing that I warn about in all my videos all the time is do not create positions of absolute power, because eventually, now, see people that like to climb the hierarchy, the people that like that, there's a reason, right? Look at the statistics among managers in shops, especially among CEOs, right? CEOs are one, but yeah, your basic bitch managers you get in shops, they have an overwhelming representation of psychopaths, sociopaths, and narcissists, because those are the type of people that want power and recognition. So those are the type of people that gun for those positions, right? So when you create positions of absolute power, guess who's most likely to end up in them? Right? There's a reason that pretty much every single massive atrocity and crime against humanity that's happened throughout history was done with the backing of an all-powerful government or an all-powerful king or an all-powerful emperor or all-powerful ruler, blah, 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 blah. Which is why it's very dangerous to create positions of absolute power, right? And with globalization, there would be a position of absolute power over the entire fucking world. Over the entire fucking world. Now, all the horrible atrocities that have happened in the past were people over a small geographic area, a little bit of an empire, a little bit of a country, a little bit of a kingdom, that type of stuff. Imagine what a person like that could do if they were in the seat of power over the entire fucking world. Hell on earth. Absolute hell on earth. And what you're going to do about it? Maybe you voted in democratically, really. There's so many positions in the WEF and in the EU that are not democratic positions. They're appointed. Like, all the other people that get voted in, like, they don't really have true power in the institutions. The people that get selected, handpicked, do. But anyway, US presidency in Britain, I've just done that, actually. European Union 2016, events which analysts attribute to discontent with the prevailing economic order. A mounting backlash against globalization's effects, especially in the industrial democracies, is threatening a very disruptive impact on economic activity and social stability in many countries. Do you know what actually disrupts economic activity? Regulation. Regulation disrupts economic activity, which the WEF preaches for constantly. Companies shouldn't be allowed to do this. Countries should not be allowed to do that. Blah, blah, blah. You shouldn't be allowed to do this. This is what you should be doing instead, and we want to bring in measures to so that you have to toe our line. We want to regulate you into oblivion. Regulation is what damages the economy. That's what damages the economy. But it's just, that's why I really liked when fucking Javier Milei went in there and just told them that socialism's retarded to their faces. That's why I really like that. I've still not forgiven Javi for that little crypto stunt that he pulled. It turns out his economic policies are actually working in Argentina, though. Basically, rent's now falling. He removed rent controls, and what happened was, like, landlords, this is the thing that's funny, is landlords were like, haha, we're going to jack up the rent. Oh, wait, that guy's lowered his rent, and now he's beating me. Oh, fuck it, I'll lower mine as well. Wait, the other guy's done it. He's lowered his even lower, and what happened was rent prices fell. See what happens when you remove regulation? Things get better. How about that? People have to actually compete. Because see, if you put a cap, all that's going to happen is everyone's going to put it up to that cap. That'll be the price. Because you set a cap, you set the price. Governments know this. Whereas if you remove the cap and then, oh shit, looks like companies are actually going to have to compete for once. But anyway, sorry, I keep going on all these bloody tangents. The mood in these democracies is one of helplessness and anxiety, which helps explain the rise of a new brand of populist politicians. Populism, by the way, is caring about the woes and struggles of the common man, which, like we were talking about elites, like I think, see, whenever someone bitches about populism, that's a rich kid. They've just exposed themselves as a rich kid. They've exposed themselves as a rich kid that does not care about the common man. The common man's woes and problems are very, very important because the common man makes up like 90% of the country. And they have issues that the government is ignoring, which is why when a populist candidate comes in and says, hey, majority of the population that the government's completely fucking ignoring for its own self-interest, I am going to try to get into government to fix your problems, and everybody's rallying behind it, and they're going, oh, populism, such a dirty word. What? Caring about the majority of what people want. Caring about the majority of people is a dirty word, fucking rich kid. It's a tell. As soon as anybody says that they hate populism, they were a rich kid that grew up in privilege. And they're like, oh, you care about the poor? Disgusting. But anyway, is this going to make the WEF go away? No, no, it's not. They're definitely going to be here to stay for a little while. Yeah, they've been exposed for what they really are. They're globalists that want basically all what, like, global socialism, which basically means, oh, but everyone will have stuff given to them for free. It's never for free. There's always someone there with a pickaxe in their hand. There's always someone putting the work in, right? That exists everywhere. This would basically give other people the right to your labor, right? And then also, as well, oh, well, who decides who gets what then? The WEF, that's why. It means they control everything. Global socialism would mean that the man in the big chair controls everything. Everything that you get. Whether or not you're allowed to buy new bed sheets or anything, that's fucking up to him. And if you say some very, very mean things about the man in the big chair, or they'll just fucking switch your money off. This is the thing they've planned for a long time. They've discussed this openly. The Rockefellers were discussing it openly back in the day. Right? It's just basically they want total control over what everyone can have access to, over what resources people have access to. Because as soon as you control that, and you basically make examples of the ones that speak out against you by cutting off their access to resources, that makes everybody else fall in line. So basically, control the resources and you control what everybody else in the world thinks.